I think I got too many books. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little book shopping vlog. Currently, I'm filming this after I went book shopping, so I already have all the books with me, but I got some b-roll footage for you guys so you can see me going around. I went to 4 different bookstores in my local area. I won't be naming names just for safety reasons, but if you know me and you see these bookstores, then I definitely recommend them. From this trip, I got 10 books, which is ridiculous. And I can safely say that I will be going on a book buying ban. I don't know how long because I've never been successful with book buying bans in the past, but I seriously need to take a break from buying books because this is crazy that this happened. And if you guys haven't already, go check out my physical TBR video because I show every book that I have back there, and I even have more books dispersed throughout my room that I haven't read yet. There's way too many books on my TBR, and I have got to get some of these off of that list. Okay, before I get into showing you all the books that I got, I know you've probably read some of the titles when I held all of them up, but I'm going to show you that little bit of footage I got while I was in the bookstores. Now for the part you guys have all been waiting for, here's all 10 of the books that I got while I was out. Starting off strong, I got Heavy Crown by Sophie Lark. This is the last book in the Brutal Birthright series, and I have all of them back there. I just needed this one because when I did get all of those books, they didn't have this last one out yet. So now I have this one, and I definitely want to be getting to that series soon. I've heard such good things about it. I'm not going to read the synopsis of this one. I honestly just want to go into this series blindly, so I haven't even read it, but I don't want anything to get like spoiled for anyone. Next, I have Dark Succession and Heated Rivals by Katie Robert. I have the last book in this series that I got from a friend a while back. It is, I think, Twisted Secrets, and so I finally got these first 2 in that series because I wanted to read them in order. I don't think you have to though. I think they're all just interconnected standalones. These 2 books are part of the O'Malley series though. I believe that there's a couple more, but they haven't changed the covers yet. They've been doing a remodel on the titles and covers for this series. I'm pretty excited because the other covers were, safe to say, not the best. I believe this series is a mafia series, and they're all dark romances with a lot of scandal and darkness. I haven't read Katie Robert before, but I've heard a lot of really great things about her, and I have another book on this list from her as well. I also know that she has a ton of books out, so I definitely want to get into her and see what she has to offer. The other book that I got by Katie Robert is Court of the Vampire Queen. I just saw this randomly in a bookstore and I picked it up, and I wasn't super interested in what the back had to say, and then this last trip that I went on, I picked it up again and read the back, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. I've really been into my like paranormal dark romance and fantasy dark romance kick, so I wanted to give this one a try. You'll definitely see a pattern with the books that I have in here. A lot of them are kind of based around like fantasy or paranormal romances. From what I know about this book, it's about a half vampire, half human girl named Mina and her set up marriage between this guy who is a vampire, and then his two friends who are also vampires. I'm kind of curious to see what this has to offer. I've heard kind of mixed reviews about this, but I'm really excited to give my own opinion on it. Changing it up a little, I have If Only I Had Told Her. I have the first book to this little duet. I've heard kind of mixed things about this, and I'm going into this completely blindly. I haven't read the first one yet, but I wanted to get the second one just because that's what I do. It's a really bad habit. I tend to buy like the first book in a series and then I'll just go out and buy the rest of the series before I've bought the first book, or if there's a new release that goes with a series. So I just bought this one to have. I want to get to If He Had Been With Me really soon. I've been definitely in a sad mood, so I don't want to read it right now, but I think I'll get to it around fall just because I don't think it's really a summer read, and where I'm at, we're kind of transitioning into our summer months. So I just got this one just to have it, and the cover is really pretty, but I won't be starting it for a little while. Heading back to the fantasy, these are more fantasy than paranormal, but heading back to the fantasy and romance kick, I got the entire Meet and Mishap series. I haven't heard much about these books. Like, I seriously just saw them when I was in a Powell's trip with one of my friends. We were laughing and making fun at the titles and the covers of these, but I ended up going and getting all three of them. I read the back of the first one and I was actually laughing out loud. I'm so excited to get to these. The series includes That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I'm not gonna read this next one to you because I actually cringe at saying one of the words in this title, and I hope you know what I'm talking about, but you can read it for yourself. And the last one, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. I am definitely getting to That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon in March, and maybe I'll get to the next two in the following months, or if I love the first one, maybe I'll get to the second one in March as well. But all of these are interconnected standalones, I believe. I don't know too much about them, but I know that Kimberly Lemming is a kind of up-and-coming author. I will say that Katie Robert, who I was just talking about, wrote a little review on the backs of these books, so I'm hoping they're good. But yeah, I've talked about these books to a couple of friends, and you know who you are. If I've talked to you about these or showed you the covers or whatever, I'll get my review on these soon, and I'm so excited to read these. Some more paranormal romance. I have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is her first paranormal romance. I've talked about it on here before. I love Ali Hazelwood. I haven't read her three most recent books, so Bride, Check and Mate, and I believe Love Theoretically. I haven't read those ones, but I've read her three novellas and then her first two really popular books. I want to read her again super soon because I just miss her fluffy romances. I know that this one isn't so much fluffy, it's definitely more fantasy and paranormal packed, but I'm excited to get to this one, and I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this as well. I feel like it's really just if you like the paranormal / fantasy genre. If you don't, then probably these kinds of books won't be for you, but I'm definitely dipping my toes into them, and from the paranormal romances that I've read lately, I have been very into them. I will tell you that a lot of books I just go into blindly. I hear a couple reviews about them, or I'll know the author and I'll just buy the book without even reading the back. So I don't know too much about this book. I believe it's about a girl named Misery. She's a vampire and she gets into this marriage of convenience with a werewolf, and they're kind of combining their clans to like seal their families or make peace between their families. Don't quote me on that. I'm really not sure, but I love Ali Hazelwood, like I said, so I'm excited to read this one. And finally, this is probably the best find I have found at a used bookstore. Not even kidding. It is To Be Claimed by Willow Winters. I saw like just a little side, like this corner of the cover when I was browsing the shelves, and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. So I pulled it out and I read Willow Winters, and I was like, no way, that's insane, because her books are so expensive. It is a little like damaged and just kind of like lifted at some parts, but I mean, I got this book for 10 bucks and I looked on Amazon and they're selling it new for $30 on there, so I thought this was an insane find. I also don't know much about this, but it's another paranormal romance. If you guys didn't look at my most recent wrap up, I read a couple books by Willow Winters and I was kind of mediocre about them, but from what I've heard about this one, this is a full book. This isn't separated into different short novels, so I think I'll like this style from her a lot more. I also have never heard of this title from her, so I'm excited to try something new that I haven't already researched a bunch. And again, this cover is so pretty. I love this cover so much. I've also been kind of trying to like set it down with books on top so that it flattens it out a bit, but I don't mind. Like, it's kind of nice being all floppy like this With that being said, that's all the books that I got on my trip today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you've read any of these books, make sure to comment down below. Give me your opinions on them. No spoilers, please. I don't want any spoilers, and I don't want anyone else getting stuff spoiled, but I definitely want to know your thoughts. If you have any of these on your agenda or on your TBR, then definitely let me know, and I'll be getting to them soon. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love this little community that we're growing, and I've gotten so much positive feedback. I know that I probably say this at the end of every video, but I love all of you that are supporting me so far, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye guys!